Hi everyone, it's Katja here with exciting news to share with you all. Cafe Nero, the premium coffee house, has today announced its 16-strong shortlist for their inaugural Nero Book Awards. And I am particularly thrilled about this because, like many of you, I was really saddened about the sudden end of the long-standing Costa Book Awards. So let's dive into what they're all about. Launched in May this year, these awards are part of Cafe Nero's commitment to fostering the arts. This independent family owned business is now celebrating the art of writing and the joy of reading through these awards in collaboration with Right to Dream, Brunel University London, and the Booksellers Association. The Nero Book Awards aim to highlight high quality writing and readability for all readers, which makes me really interested to think, what have they chosen? Anyway, the judges and the selection process is outlined on their website, and they had over 100 publishers submitting hundreds of books across 4 categories. The categories are children's fiction, debut fiction, fiction, and nonfiction. And the judging panel includes authors, booksellers, and journalists like novelist Sarah Collins, journalist Safraz Manzoor, and novelists Anthony Quinn and Dave Rudden. It's truly a diverse and expert group choosing the best of the year from UK and Ireland based writers. So, in this first year of the awards, there is no mention of a poetry category, but that is just a sort of comparison to a book award that I'm not going to mention again. So, shortlist announcement of the 16 books and 4 categories. I'm particularly interested in the 8 books that are sitting under fiction and debut fiction shortlists. If you're not new here, then you know that's not a surprise because I do lean towards fiction quite heavily. Um, they are, so for the fiction shortlist, for Burnham Wood by Eleanor Catton, a suspenseful, oh, and from Granta Publishers, a suspenseful novel weaving together themes of survival, morality, and the unpredictability of human nature. Now, this is actually the only author that I know in this group. So, for me personally, it's going to be really good to come across these other authors as being new to me, even though they're not in debut fiction. And I'm sure others of you have probably already read them. The Bee Sting by Paul Murray from Hamish Hamilton is described as a funny, thought provoking story of one family desperately clinging on as their world falls apart, and said to combine humor with a sharp social commentary. So then we have Ordinary Human Failings by Megan Nolan and from Jonathan Cape. Set in 1990s London, after the death of a young girl on an estate, the finger of suspicion is pointed at one reclusive Irish family, and the book delves into the complexities of human lives and relationships. Then we have 15 Wild Decembers by Karen Powell from Europa Editions. And 15 Wild Decembers actually refers to a line within the poem Remembrance by Emily Bronte. So it's named after a poem by Emily Bronte and is Powell's reimagining of the stories of the Bronte sisters told from the perspective of Emily, and is said to explore the depth of family bonds. Then we get onto the debut fiction shortlist, and this is the one that I am the most excited for. As you know, I love Nigerian fiction or fiction set in Nigeria, and that comes from having lived there for a couple of years when I was a kid. The Five Sorrowful Mysteries of Andy Africa by Stephen Buoru and from Bloomsbury Circus, a poignant tale about a young boy in Kontagaro, Nigeria, 15-year-old Andrew Aziza, reluctantly nicknamed Andy Africa, as he grapples with identity, culture, and the trials of adolescence. Then we have The New Life by Tom Crew from Chatto and Windus, a literary exploration of love and self acceptance in 1894 London. Literary Review said that this debut novel reveals a new talent in the field of first class literary fiction on LGBTQ themes. Then Sunburned by Chloe Michelle Howarth from Verve Books, a compelling sapphic love story set in 1990s Ireland, astutely portraying first love, adolescent anxiety, and the realities of growing up in a small town where tradition holds people tightly in its grasp. Close to Home by Michael McGee from Hamish Hamilton. Sean's brother, Anthony, is a hard man. When they were kids, their ma did her best to keep him out of trouble, but you can't say anything to Anto. Sean was supposed to be different. He was supposed to leave and never come back. A raw and evocative portrayal of working class life and the choices shaping a man's destiny. So these are the 8 books I'll definitely be reading in December, but I'm also intrigued by the children's fiction and non-fiction categories. And though I won't be reading them before the winners are announced in January, I do think some, if not all of them, will find their way onto my 2024 reading list. Children's fiction. Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher, Bloomsbury YA, a witty and heartwarming LGBTQ+ story about 2 teenagers, Gwen and Art, navigating young love and identity in a medieval setting. Bitterthorn by Kat Dunn, Anderson Press, a thrilling adventure in a magical world where a young girl embarks on a quest to uncover her mysterious past and her connection to a powerful witch. Wild Song by Candy Gourlay from David Fickling, set in 1904 Philippines. This captivating tale blends myth and reality following a young girl, Luki, and her connection in the mythical creatures of her homeland. Then The Swifts by Beth Lincoln from Puffin, a whimsical and heartening story of the Swifts, a family with extraordinary abilities, exploring themes of family, belonging, and embracing uniqueness, told from the perspective of Shenanigans Swift. Non-fiction, Strong Female Character by Fern Brady from Brazen, a candid exploration of feminism, autism, and identity, offering a powerful reflection on the roles and perceptions of women in contemporary society. Then we have The Tidal Year by Freya Brumley from Coronet, an insightful journey through Britain's tidal pools, blending personal discovery with an exploration of the natural world and self-reflection. And I had a quick read of all of them, and I don't know how much to say other than this is also handling grief, dealing with grief. Yeah. So Undercurrent by Natasha Carthew, also Coronet, a poignant memoir set in Cornwall, reflecting on poverty, nature, resilience, and the sense of belonging in the natural world. And then we have Hags, The Demonization of Middle-Aged Women by Victoria Smith from Fleet, an in-depth analysis of middle-aged women's experiences in modern society, exploring themes of care work, yeah, beauty, violence, and political organization. I am super excited to start reading these shortlisted books, especially the ones I highlighted. And I love that there is such diversity in the books that have been chosen. It seems like we've got more women, we're covering diverse themes, we're covering neurodivergence, sexuality, just a lot of themes around identity and very, very modern themes. Even with the book from 1894, it's sort of literary, historical fiction, but so relevant. So I like the sound of all of these. What do you think about the Nero Book Awards and the selection of 16? Are there any books on the list that you have already read, are planning to read? Let me know in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more bookish content. And a shout out as well to GemofBooks, who is going to be having a discussion at 8 p.m. So she is hosting a live discussion with Alice and the Giant Bookshelf and Charlie Brooks to talk through this shortlist. I'll be tuning in to hear their thoughts. That's 8 p.m. UK time. And until next time, happy reading.